Now in the Valley today, after a fight caught on camera in the hallways of Valley City High School, we talk with parents and local school officials about how you can find out about the safety of where your kids spend their days. And Dakota Access Pipeline protesters move into North Dakota's capital at one point, forcing the evacuation of Governor Dalrymple and his wife.
And today will be another keeper in your forecast, and the weekend looks good too. I'll have your details this morning.
Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is the Valley Today on Fargo CW.
Hey, very happy Friday morning, everyone, and thank you so much for waking up with the Valley Today on Fargo CW. Just past 7 a.m. I'm Kyle Bosch. Lisa Bedeau has the morning off. Well, we want to get started right away with a check of our weather. Many people obviously probably have some plans this weekend, whether you're headed out for the deer opener in North Dakota or Minnesota, maybe you're going to be going to the bison game tomorrow, or maybe just going to enjoy the beautiful weather outside and fire the grill up again.
That is a perfect idea. I like that idea. But whatever you're doing this weekend, make sure you spend a little time outdoors, because this is really bonus weather that we're getting here. 65 degrees for your high today in Fargo, mostly sunny skies, 60 in Grand Forks, and temperatures that are in the 50s along the international border and off to the east for your highs today as well. But these are good temperatures too. Just because you're not in the 60s doesn't mean that, relatively speaking, we're not going to enjoy that too, because up in that area we've been in the 40s. It hasn't been so great over by Lake of the Woods, and so this is going to be a welcome relief for you and the rest of us here in the valley, also enjoying that warm weather. Our temperatures right now are a little cool in some places. We've been seeing some 30s a couple of times. We've dipped down to the freezing mark in a few spots. 34 degrees right now in Langdon. It's 38 in Grand Forks. Fargo has dipped down to 39, and the warm spot right now is Detroit Lakes. Well, I actually should say Sisseton, 52 degrees right now. That's awfully mild there. Here's a look at our radar and satellite picture. Very quiet, nothing to show you on the map. And expanding the view, you can see that we've got clear skies in the tri-state area and the entire region itself under some quiet weather, underneath a nice ridge of high pressure that's helping to bring in the warm weather and the quiet weather too. The wind is very light. We're seeing wind speeds up to 10 miles per hour at the moment in most spots, and wind out of the south and west, and somewhere in between in some places. So that westerly wind is really a good warming wind for us here for today. So here's a look at that forecast. We're looking at some really great conditions. Temperatures today in the mid-60s. So if you're heading out for the hunting opener this afternoon, it's going to be warm and sunny too. And in addition to that, the wind will be on the light side. Saturday, expect some sunny skies as well for you tailgaters. We'll start off in the morning with temperatures in the low 40s if you're heading to the tailgate bright and early around 9 o'clock, and into the afternoon again some 60s. The wind will start to pick up a little bit Saturday night. That's also when you want to switch your clocks back, by the way. 1 hour, turn those clocks back as we exit or end daylight savings time. And then Sunday, more clouds as our next chance for rain approaches. This is going to be pretty, not a major system, I should say. We'll see some rain showers Saturday or Sunday night and into early Monday. And then after that, no real changes. We'll be cooling down a bit, but mid to upper 50s is still 10 to even 15 degrees above average. So it's incredible how warm the start of November has been.
What a great stretch of weather. All right, Lisa, thank you very much. A homeless man is facing several charges after allegedly breaking into a Moorhead home and running from police. 21-year-old Colby Knutson is being held in the Clay County Jail this morning, facing burglary, fleeing, and theft charges. Police say they were called out to the 1600 block of 18th Street South in Moorhead around 5:15 yesterday evening on a report of a burglary. Officers ended up setting up a perimeter and used a canine unit to track down Knutson, who was found hiding in a screened-in porch. Well, many parents are talking about school safety after seeing an exclusive video on Valley News Live of a fight in the hallway of Valley City High School. After we posted that video on our Facebook page, we heard from parents all over the valley who say this is not an isolated incident. But if you're worried about violence in your child's school, you might not be able to get the answers you're looking for. The North Dakota School Board Association president says in this day and age, many schools are worried about saying too much and possibly getting sued. Fargo school officials we talked with say your best bet to find out information about your child's school is to talk with their principal or school resource officer. A bicyclist is being treated for life-threatening injuries after a crash in Griggs County, North Dakota. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says 67-year-old Leslie Ronigan of Cooperstown was riding his bike on a county road south of town when he was hit by a truck driven by 52-year-old Rick Rolfe, also of Cooperstown. Ronigan is being treated at Essentia Hospital in Fargo. Well, police in Bemidji are asking for your help to track down a missing teenager. 17-year-old Jeremy Jourdain was last seen in the Bemidji area on Halloween. We have pictures of him up on your screen right now. If you have had any contact with Jeremy or have any details about where he might be, you're asked to contact Bemidji Police or your local law enforcement. Developing for you this morning, Clay County officials are investigating the death of an inmate in the jail in Moorhead. Sheriff Bill Berquist is not releasing many details right now and will not say if the cause of death is considered suspicious. Of course, you can stay with Valley News Live for updates on this developing story. Well, also developing for you this morning, 17 new arrests after a tense day for police in Bismarck as they dealt with more Dakota Access Pipeline protesters. 14 people were arrested after a demonstration outside the state capitol. 3 others facing charges for an incident that led to the evacuation of Governor Dalrymple and his wife from their home. Police say that 3 pipeline protesters were holding a sit-in outside the governor's home. They were told to leave several times before finally being arrested for trespassing. Troopers say that all of the protesters eventually cleared the area around 6 last night. Deer hunters headed out for the season starting today are being warned about some possible unsafe conditions near the Dakota Access Pipeline protest sites. The Morton County Sheriff says that several areas will have to be closed because of public safety concerns. Officials also say that if a hunter encounters a traffic control point, they should make sure to have their hunting license available to show to law enforcement. Well, obviously, thousands of people will be headed out this weekend for the opening of deer season. And while not everyone will harvest a deer, most will spend some money. Deer are the #1 hunted species. And each year, hunters and wildlife watchers will contribute more than $1.3 billion just to the economies of North Dakota and Minnesota.
Each year, over 500,000 deer hunters go afield for the regular firearms season, and so that's a tremendous social and economic impact to Minnesota, and something that everyone should be very excited about.
Now, both the Minnesota DNR and North Dakota Game and Fish say that deer populations are looking up this year. North Dakota's deer gun season opens today at noon. Minnesota's opens tomorrow. Well, obviously, the deer opener is one of the biggest weekends of the year for hunters. And if you're out trying to bag a buck or doe, it can be a pretty exciting time. That's one of the reasons that officials want to remind everyone that it's important to keep safety in mind.
You need to still pay attention and follow the safety rules. Wearing blaze orange, following the rules of firearm safety, specifically knowing your target and what's beyond, and then wearing a full body harness, especially if you're in an elevated tree stand. We're finding more hunters falling out of elevated stands than any other method.
The Minnesota DNR says 11 people were hurt during last year's deer gun season. Well, in our schemes and ripoffs this morning, we've got a warning about a Craigslist scam where people are claiming to sell dogs from a pet rescue in Texas. We did track down One by One Pet Rescue on Facebook, and they have a post pinned to the top of their page warning about the scam. The shelter also says that they are incredibly frustrated but don't know how to stop it and are hoping that people will do their homework before buying any animal online. And we do have more information about scams from the Better Business Bureau posted at our website. Just head to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. An East Grand Forks man is facing charges related to the sale of drugs near a school. 37-year-old David Rodriguez faces 3 felony counts of possession and sale of meth near the East Grand Forks Senior High School. Rodriguez has been on the radar of drug agents since earlier this week when he was pulled over on a traffic stop and officers confiscated meth and a BB gun from his pickup. Well, Friday morning means it's time for us to get a first look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Fargo police say that this man, Brian Cooper, is wanted for a felony count of a probation violation after breaking into a vehicle. You're asked to call your local law enforcement if you have any information. In our election 2016 coverage this morning, and now just 4 days until Election Day, and Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are using surrogates and star power to try and get voters out to the polls in key battleground states. Clinton campaigned alongside Bernie Sanders and Pharrell Williams in North Carolina last night, while Trump got a boost from his wife Melania, who was speaking in Pennsylvania. A new CBS News New York Times poll shows that Clinton still leads Trump nationally, but that lead is down to 3 points. Homeless people around our community continue to be in need of basic winter supplies, and there's a brand new way you can help. Lutheran Church of the Good Shepherd in Moorhead is working with local businesses to build blessing bags. If you'd like to help them out, you can donate things like socks, gloves, hats, and chapstick, which will all be handed out to homeless people here in our community. For more information on how you can help, you can head to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story. Well, a tight space in your home doesn't mean that you can't have great appliances. Ahead here on the Valley today, we're rating compact washers and dryers with a little help from our partners at Consumer Reports.